Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to home plate as we recognize the Ankeny Hawks boys track and field team. This past weekend, the Hawks captured the Class 4A state championship, their second straight state title, scoring 100 team points. Saturday was a standout day, with the team piling up more than 60 of those points. The Hawks earned first place finishes in the 4x800 relay and the shuttle herd relay. They also brought home second place finishes in the following events: Tyler Sickerson in the 100 meters, Ethan Zuber in both the 800 and 1600 meters, Hayden Carlson, Logan Fairchild in the 200 meters, and Landon Pote in the high jump. Please join us in congratulating the Ankeny Hawks and their coaches on an outstanding season, culminating with another state championship performance.
And there you see it, the state championship Ankeny Hawk baseball team. Good evening, everybody. Andy Pollock with you here on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. Time now for our starting lineups, brought to you by Signorama Ankeny, your full-service sign and graphics company. They design, produce, and install all types of interior and exterior window signs, graphics, vehicle wraps, everything you can imagine. Visit them at signorama-ankeny.com, and it's now time to hear from our public address announcer. Actually, very soon we'll hear from Kyron Anderson.
for tonight's CIML doubleheader between the visiting Waukee Warriors and your Ankeny Hawks. First, let's meet the starting lineups for the visiting Warriors, led by head coach Dave Dirks. Leading off, playing second base, a junior number 2, Gavin DeJesus. At shortstop, a senior number 3, Grant Sorensen. The right fielder, number 18, a sophomore, Matt Meeker. Third baseman, a senior number 7, Carter Johnson. Batting in the 5 slot, the catcher, number 8, junior Ryan Lingling. Playing center field, a freshman, number 22, Will Biggs. Playing left field this afternoon, a junior number 1, Braden Moore. Pitching, number 9, a senior, Kate Davison. And playing first base, a junior, number 15, Kale Seiler. And now, get on your feet and get loud for your Ankeny Hawks. Leading off, playing second base, a junior number 12, RJ St. Romain. A senior number 2, in center field, Evan Erlmeyer. The shortstop, number 20, a senior, Kennick Voss. The designated hitter, a senior, number 15, Sam Sandvig. Playing first base, a junior, number 3, Will Davies. A right fielder, a junior, number 10, Easton Lowe. The catcher, a senior, number 17, Brady Carter. Playing third base, a junior, number 24, Jack Rubik. And playing left field, a senior, number 22, Ben Taylor. And on the bump, a senior, number 4, Zach Halverson. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise, remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
is a beautiful sun-drenched afternoon here on the south side of Ankeny. Happy 5 o'clock, everybody, on a Thursday. It's time for some baseball. Andy Pollock with you here tonight on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team, where tonight we get our first look at one of the hottest teams in the state of Iowa, Waukee the Warriors, coming into town with head coach Dave Dirks in his 13th season, 30th season overall as a head coach. The guy's so old, he was my head coach in high school for Waukee at Applington Parkersburg. So Coach Dirks back in the house tonight, good friends with a lot of coaches here around the area. And as we get set to go here tonight, Waukee 7-0 on the season coming in tonight, and they have played really, really good defense. They are giving up less than 2 runs per game right now so far through 7 games on the season. Ankeny, on the other hand, 0-5 to start the year, but they have faced a gauntlet of a schedule going up against a bunch of top 10 teams in the state. Pleasant Valley, Kennedy, Johnston. Last night, battled Johnston, led almost to the very end. Ended up losing that game 3-1, defending state champ Johnston Dragons. So the Hawks certainly have the pieces in place, just haven't quite been able to finish things yet. On the bump tonight for the Hawks, Zach Halverson. In 2 appearances this year, he has a 4.94 earned run average. Brady Carter is behind the plate. Jack Roming at third, Kinnick Voss at short, R.J. St. Romain at second, Will Davies at first, and around the outfield, Ben Taylor, Evan Erlmeyer in center, Easton Lowe in right. Waukee will lead things off with their second baseman, Gavin DeJesus. As we've got those cottonwood trees shedding right now, we're going to be dodging those big chunks of cottonwood seeds all
Leading
night
off for
long.
the Warriors, the second baseman, number 2,
very well. You might pick up
Gavin
a few of those
DeJesus.
on your screen as we get set to go with DeJesus coming up first. A young team for Waukee, and they've just they travel with a very, very small roster. As DeJesus awaits the first pitch from Zach Halverson. And that first pitch is just on the outside corner for strike 1. Good view of our game here tonight from behind home plate. Also have softball going on behind us. That game's being streamed by Mediacom tonight as DeJesus fouls that one off over to right field. Might have taken out a couple cars over there in the parking lot. Just a gorgeous night. Our Game Day Health men's forecast tonight has us at 70 degrees right now, heading down to the lower 60s by the time the night's over. That pitch way outside makes the count 1-2 right now from Zach Halverson to Gavin DeJesus. We will be streaming game number 1 of this doubleheader tonight, and then we have got Sub-State Soccer to go over and cover. We'll be shooting highlights, get those put out on our Facebook page later tonight. As the 1-2, and Halverson steps off. Here comes the 1-2 to DeJesus. And DeJesus fouls that one. It's drifting out of play and right and falls just out of play a couple feet as Easton Lowe gave chase and met the fence. Loses his hat out there in right field. Our cameraman Ben Sandvig operating with one wing tonight. He's got that because he did the exact same thing in one of his college games this year. Dealing with a broken left wrist at the moment. Ben, a former Hawk standout. Curveball misses outside. Evens up the count at 2 apiece into quality at-bat territory right now for DeJesus. Dodging the cottonwood seeds. Here's the 2-2. The screwball comes in on the hands, and DeJesus lifts that out into left field over to Ben Taylor for the first base runner of the evening. A little single there from Gavin DeJesus.
Shortstop, number 3, Grant Sorensen. Nobody.
See Grant Sorensen stepping up to the plate now, playing shortstop tonight. With a runner over at first, DeJesus. Halverson takes a long time out of the stretch. Big lead over at first, throw back, and the ball rolls over a little bit. Not quite far enough for DeJesus to make his way to second. No pitch there as it squirted away from Davies over at first. Big lead again from DeJesus. Scouting report says he likes to swipe bases. Off-speed pitch, curveball. Heading down the middle, breaking out, catches the corner for strike one. Big lead again over at first and not quite able to get the pick off over there on DeJesus. He is playing around right now and working that path, testing out Halverson a little bit. Bigger lead even yet. Back again, and they got him! Easily there over at first base. You could see DeJesus was inching further and further away, and the quick pickoff move from Halverson knocks out DeJesus at first. So Sorensen comes back up, the couple throws over, worth it for the Hawks. That wasn't even close. In fact, I'm not even sure that DeJesus got back to the base. Here's the 0-1. Curveball comes in again for a strike. Working that junk early in the counts right now is Halverson. Here's the 0-2. Curveball going right at him and broke it down into the zone. Got him swinging for the first strikeout of the night for Halverson.
Now batting right fielder number 18, Matt Meeker.
So as Matt Meeker steps up to the plate, big lefty. Guy knows where that Waukee weight room is. Awaits the pitch. Just a little bit low there on the first pitch from Halverson. And that misses as well. It's 2-0 the count right now to Matt Meeker. Just a sophomore, batting .500 on this young season. And he watches that pitch for a strike. I'll say hi to everybody watching tonight from around the metro area, central Iowa and beyond. Always great to hear where people are watching and listening from. Here's the 2-1 from Halverson. Fastball misses outside, a little pop to the mid of Brady Carter behind home plate on that one. 3-1 right now, the count to Meeker. And Meeker lines that one deep to center field, and that's going to get over the head of Erlmeyer, who read it as well as he can. Meeker rounding second. He's going to hold up there, and a stand-up double with 2 outs out of Matt Meeker. He just improves on that .500 batting average that he's got going this season.
Now batting, third baseman, Carter Johnson.
Johnson comes in batting .353, excuse me, right now. One of the few seniors on this roster, a young team for Coach Dave Dirks. A lot of juniors, a couple sophomores in there, Meeker, Hayden Anderson as well. And now with a runner on second, that's Meeker. And Johnson fouls that one back to the fence. So we've already seen one pickoff move out of Zach Halverson. We'll see if he tries to go back to that. I don't think Meeker is quite the threat to steal that DeJesus was. No disrespect to the speed of Matt Meeker, but DeJesus just built a little bit differently out there. And Meeker much closer to second base. Curveball gets away, and that is going to send Meeker there on the wild pitch. Over to third. So Waukee now threatening with 2 outs. One and one the count right now to Carter Johnson. Waukee had a leadoff single out of Gavin DeJesus, who got picked off at first. A strikeout on Grant Sorensen, and then Meeker followed that up with a double. He now stands on third base. That's in the dirt. Good stop back there by Carter as he's hopping around. Seen a few of those out of Brady Carter early on. Working deep into this count right now is Johnson. Deep infield all the way back on the grass from Kinnick Voss. That ball goes right through the gap over there, and that's going to score Meeker. Johnson with a third hit of the first inning for Waukee.
Now batting catcher, number 8, Ryan Lingling.
Lingling, a junior, batting 200 on this young season. Another big lead over there at first from Carter Johnson. He's even further away than DeJesus was. I expect you're going to see Halverson throw back, and he does right there. And again, testing out Halverson a lot right now. They're going to test out the arm of Brady Carter eventually. Another step taken over there at first from Johnson. And that ball's lined out into left field, and that is going to drop as well. Barehanded out in left field by Taylor. And sliding in there safe at third base is Carter Johnson. Lingling with a fourth hit of the first inning. And he'll be in safe at second off the single and then on the throw.
Now batting center fielder, number 22, Will Biggs.
Biggs, a freshman for the Warriors, started all 7 games this year out in center field.
Courtesy runner at second base, number 13, Gavin Weinshank.
Gavin Weinshank in to run in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. He'll run for the catcher Lingling at second. Thanks to our great sponsors on the bottom of the screen for supporting us tonight. Unfortunately, our commercials got lost in an update, so they've got to get re-uploaded. We won't have those tonight, but be sure and thank all those sponsors on the bottom for all the great work that they do to bring you everything here on the Ankeny Activities Network, built as always by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. So Will Biggs steps up to the plate with 2 runners in scoring position. Watches that first pitch just catch the outside corner for strike 1. Again, Biggs, some of that young talent that the Warriors have. This is the first game of a doubleheader here tonight with Waukee. Have the first game before we head on over to watch some soccer, sub-state soccer. Ankeny trying to make the state tournament. Boys, tomorrow night they'll play to try to make it on the girls' side as well. So, been a fun spring of sports. The girls' track team had a great season, and of course the boys' track team, as you saw earlier, state champions this year. Repeat state champs from a year ago. Big Saturday for those boys, as it's now 2-1 to Biggs. There's another strike on the outside corner. Biggs saw him go early on to some curveballs early on in the count. He's stuck to that fastball here recently. Evens up the count at 2 apiece with a couple outs. Here's the 2-2. Leads all over. Ball hacked up into right field. Getting underneath it is Easton Lowe, and he makes the play for out number 3. So, got a run off 1, 2, 3, 4 hits.
For the Waukee Warriors, in the top of the first, 1 run on 4 hits, no errors, 2 men left on.
This is the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team.
Fielder number 12, RJ St. Romain.
Caden Davidson on the hill for Waukee's 1-0 in one start this year, has not given up an earned run. Ling Ling is the catcher. And Hawks showing a little small ball here right now, possibility of it with RJ St. Romain coming out. Trying to get a base runner here early on. St. Romain batting .200 on the season, playing second base here tonight as he fouls that one off. Sorensen at short, DeJesus at second, Seiler at first, and then the outfield Moore in left, Biggs in center, Meeker in right. 0-2 the count right now to RJ St. Romain. And that's a sweeping curveball hacked into left field, giving chase and landing a few feet foul out there as Moore tried to get under it. St. Romain got a good chunk of that on an 0-2 pitch. That curveball came right down into his zone from the lefty. That thing had some major movement on it. See what the punch-out pitch is here for Davidson. See if Romain can fight it off. Slider from the outside in. Struck him out there looking on St. Romain.
Center fielder, number 2, Evan Erlmeyer.
Erlmeyer, standout football player as well, steps up with a .308 batting average. Lefty versus lefty here, and the first curveball misses low for ball 1. Fun to be right behind home plate and see that movement that Davidson's got on his pitches right now. Goes a fastball that time and misses outside. We are not going to get many better days for baseball than what we've got right now. This is absolutely gorgeous. Get on out here. We're playing 2 tonight. Come on out to the south side. Check it out. Another curveball misses. 3-0 the count right now. From Davidson to Erlmeyer. And there's a strike. Davidson walked 2 in his first appearance this year. Lasted 4 innings there. And there's his third walk of the season as Erlmeyer makes his way down to first. You can bet he's a threat to steal, and that's something the Hawks have not done yet this year.
Shortstop,
steal a base.
number 20, Kenny Voss.
See if they try to put together some small ball here, some speed out here right now. Voss, very speedy D-back. Shortstop, covers a lot of ground. Pickoff move over to first, and a big snag over there made. Seiler knocks it down. Goes inside at the knees of Erlmeyer for strike 1. Voss. Erlmeyer's over at first. Erlmeyer, not a huge lead over there at first. It's going to be tough against the lefty to steal too many. Curveball comes into the zone and fouled off by Voss. Good hustle by Will Davies, the in-the-hole batter, to get back there and get that ball. 0-2 the count right now to Voss. Standing pretty close to first. Voss lines that one up the middle, and it's going to sneak through. Rounding second and getting over there to third base. In there safe is Erlmeyer as Kenny Voss gets the hit.
Now batting,
Voss in there safe.
Designated hitter,
the corners right
number
now
15,
Sam Sandvig.
Sam Sandvik.
Coming up off elbow surgery, Sandvik in his first plate appearance of the year. Opportunity to do some damage right now for Coach Ballvance's Ankeny Hawks here in the first inning. At this point, you're not even thinking one anymore. You're starting to think crooked numbers. Sandvik digs in. Watches that first pitch. Up and away for ball one. Ball comes in, and that is not going to catch the plate either. Sandvik now starting to work into the count at 2-0. Love to get these bases juiced for Will Davies coming up next. That fastball misses low. 3-0 pitch to Sam Sandvik. And that's a strike. Runner at third right now is Evan Erlmeyer. He got on with a walk. Kinnick Voss followed that up with a single right back up the middle. And now it's 3-1 to Sandvik, looking for something to hit. And fouls that one right back towards us to load up the count. Double play ball depth for Waukee up the middle. Full count pitch, runner goes, and the ball's thrown over to the Waukee dugout. And all the way to third base is going to be Voss. Erlmeyer scores to tie it up. Not sure if Voss meant to do that on purpose, but as soon as Davidson lifted his right leg, Voss was heading towards second, and the ball got thrown all the way over to the Waukee dugout. Ties this one up at 1, and more importantly now sends Kinnick Voss to third for Sandvik. Full count. And that pitch misses up and away. Sandvik takes a free pass to first.
Now batting, your first baseman, number 3, Will Davies.
Davies going to try to get his second hit of the season right now. Checks down, and if this is an opportunity for the Hawks to do some small ball, this would be a great one right now as we're waiting on a bunt. Normal depth around the infield for Waukee in the corners. Davies, ball squirts to the backstop, and coming in easily is Voss. Sandvik rounds second hard and slips a little bit, but he's back in there safely. And the Hawks take an early lead on undefeated Waukee. And Coach Dave Dirk's going to go out to settle down his hurler right now as uncharacteristic Warrior mistakes here early on today. Mound visit. Again, this game 1 of a doubleheader. Softball going on behind us right now. Trying to get a score update from that game later on. That's on Mediacom tonight. Waukee 1-0 on the season. Ankeny 0-1. As both teams played for the first time last night. And later tonight, we've got sub-state soccer going on. Right now, Hawks are upset-minded. Will Davies with a 1-0 count. Sam Sandvik at second base. That pitch is in the dirt. Takes his time looking in. Just one out. That ball hung up, and that's going to be a lazy pop fly coming over to make the play in foul territory is Johnson. And he gets the second out of the inning with Sandvik.
Now batting, right fielder, number 10, Easton Lowe.
Lowe comes in without a hit yet this year in limited appearances. Watches that first curveball break in for a strike. Sorensen to Jesus, toying with Sandvig over there at second base. A little harder for a lefty to make that pickoff move at second. Another curveball coming in. This one doesn't get broken off. And that evens up the count at 1-1. There's a fastball right in at the knees of Lowe. Easton Lowe, Jr., playing out in right field tonight. And right now, the 1-2 count against him. And that ball nearly gets to the backstop. The long arm of Lingling pulls it back in. And we've got 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Foul back at us. And a softball just came out onto the field as well. We'll have that happen occasionally, especially with a team with a lot of right-handed batters. 2-2 count once again. Sandvig took a running lead out there at second base and fouled off once again by Lowe. So he's into quality at-bat territory. Pitch. And back up the middle and fielding it and booting it there at shortstop with Sorensen. Sandvig never slows down, rounding third, and he's going to score.
Now batting, the catcher, number 17, Brady Carter.
7th batter right now of the first inning for the Hawks. Carter steps up, batting .222. They were wondering what the holdup was. The bat was still sitting there just out in the grass. Long first inning to the benefit of the Hawks. Misses outside, and they continue to work Davidson a lot. He is watching his pitch count go up here in this first inning. Runner goes. Ball breaks in, and in there safe with a stolen base. Second's Brady Carter. Excuse me, that's Lowe. Brady Carter at the plate. 30 pitches already here for Davidson in this first inning. The ball breaks in for a strike. Could not have scripted this much better to start. The Hawks have been good early on this year. Jumped out to a lead on Johnston last night, or excuse me, tied it up with a run in the first last night. Kept it tied. Most of the game we're not able to put any more runs on the board, but that ball snaps in, and you say it was caught back there by Lingling.
For the Hawks in the bottom of the first. 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 man left on with 2 errors.
There you hear it. A couple errors for Waukee, and that's what's led to this lead for the Hawks here in the first. Back with a second after this on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team.
Leading off for the Warriors, the left fielder, number 1, Braden Moore.
Braden Moore Jr. comes in averaging .235. This short season so far. Watches that first pitch in tight from Halverson for ball 1. Waukee got a run in the top of the first. Ankeny followed up with a crooked number to take the 3-1 lead. Here's the 1-0. Hacked up the middle to St. Romain as he gloves it and throws across his body over to Davies at first for out number 1. Up the
now batting, the pitcher, Caden Davison.
Davison with 1 hit here early on in the season in 17 plate appearances. He watches that pitch right at his shoulder. Watches that one back at his knees. So early on, Halverson going right at his counterpart, Davidson. Letting him know that he's in for a long night. 2-0 the count from the windup. There's a strike on the outside corner. Sent 7 batters to the plate in that bottom of the first inning. That one's low and in, so now 3-1 count to Davidson. And that's a strike on the inside corner. So really working the inside plate, part of the plate hard right now on Caden Davidson. Full count pitch. And just misses outside. Walk. The leadoff, Moore was already out. It's a leadoff batter. Now the number 9 batter, Cale.
Now batting, first baseman, number 15, Cale Seiler.
Seiler started every game this year. He's batting .529. That's not sure there's any number 9 batters in the CIML, maybe the state, batting .529. courtesy runner down there at first base right now. We'll wait for the official announcement on that. I believe that's Lincoln Brown, as he gets a very short lead over there at first base. First pitch coming right back with a strike is Halverson.
Courtesy runner, first base, number 4, Lincoln Brown.
Our Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution, Lincoln Brown, running over there at first base. As they try a pickoff move back to him, ball gets away, and it ends up hitting the first base coach for Waukee, which probably prevented Brown from getting to second. Halverson has not shied away from that pickoff move at all. Slider action there from Halverson. Gets a strike. And he's quickly ahead in the count on Seiler, 0-2. Pretty little breezy out there. You can hear the wind in the microphones. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ball lined right up the middle, picked up by St. Romain, and they're going to try to turn 2, and not quite in time. As the ball caught that luscious grass down here, and didn't quite have the roll to get to St. Romain. Tried to turn 2 and get it to Voss, got the out there at second.
Now batting, second baseman, number 2, Gavin DeJesus.
Back to the top of the order for Waukee, Gavin DeJesus. Led off the game with a single and then got picked off at first base. Another pickoff move over there. Tough on that pickoff move is Will Davies is staring directly into the sun when it comes over at him. As that sun gets lower throughout the evening, that'll get even tougher. Pitch inside onto Jesus. Starts us off with a 1-0 count. Ball hit out into the gap and tailing towards right field and off the top of the glove of Easton Lowe. And that's going to send Seiler all the way around to score and in safe at second. See how that one was scored. We'll wait for the official ruling. And nearly stepping off the base asking for time was DeJesus.
Now batting,
That one.
shortstop, Grant Sorensen.
Gonna call that a hit. A hit out there for DeJesus, now 2 for 2 on the night. And that scores Seiler to get this back to a 1-run game. Grant Sorensen 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout. Big movement on that pitch from Halverson. DeJesus taking another big lead, even though he got picked off in his first time on the bases tonight. The mitt there of Carter. And a swinging strike for Sorensen. Curveball fought off. Keeps the count at 0-2. Blowing at about maybe 10 miles an hour, pushing the ball out into right field. Might have had a factor there in DeJesus' hit. Here's the 0-2, and that is off the hands and fouled over there. Davies was trying to come in and catch that ball before it went foul. Just a little bit deep over there with 2 outs. 5th pitch of the at-bat. At Sorensen. Swing and a miss. 2nd strikeout of the night.
Warriors in the top of the 2nd, 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, 1 man left on.
This is the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team.
Big.
Jack Romig leading things off for Ankeny as we head to the bottom half of the 2nd. Lefty stepping up against Davidson, who gave up 3 runs in the 1st. I think just one of those was earned. Actually, none of those runs in the 1st were earned. Came off a couple errors. So Davidson still has not given up an earned run so far this season. 1-1 the count right now to Jack Romig. I do not have Romig for any at-bats yet this season. As he gets his first at-bat this season. He's played, but first time up to the plate. 1-2 the count right now to Romig. Swung on and missed. Calmly stepping back is Ling and throws down to Seiler on the drop 3rd. 3rd strikeout of the night.
Now batting, left fielder, number 22, Ben Taylor.
Trivia question for tonight is, what is the catcher's name in Major League? It's Taylor. They just call him Taylor, though. Yeah, what's his first name? People are screaming at the broadcast right now, saying it's this. I can't remember, yeah. Blame Kyron, he's the one that brought it up, our public address announcer up here at Ankeny. 0-2 the count right now to Ben Taylor. If only I had a machine that could tell me. I want to say it's Jake. Is it Jake Taylor? As Ben Taylor, not to be confused with Jake Taylor. Strikes out there.
Now batting, second baseman, number 12, R.J. St. Remain.
Confirmed it is Jake Taylor. I believe through 3 home games right now, that is only our 14th Major League reference on the season. So we are well behind the pace so far this year. 0-1 the count right now to the leadoff batter, R.J. St. Romain. Struck out to lead off Things for the Hawks in the bottom of the first. Didn't matter, though. The Hawks went on to score 3 more. Hacks that one, and a nice reaching play by DeJesus at second base to make the
For
play.
the Hawks in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. We head to the top of the third.
Activities Network, built by the
Scores
Danielle
3-2.
Seifert Real Estate Team.
Right fielder, number 18, Matt Meeker.
Matt Meeker up to the plate at a big double, scored a run, the only run of the game, or one of 2 runs in the game so far for Waukee as we head to the top half of the first. Meeker, one of the top recruits in the state of Iowa in the class of 27, and he sure looks the part. First pitch here coming in from Halverson. Doesn't like the first sign. And that's in the dirt. Home plate umpire wanted to check it for scuff, but quickly throwing it back was Carter because Halverson might want to use some of that scuff. 1-0 the count. That's inside and back to the backstop. 2-0 the count. And that's outside. And it's right down the middle to Meeker. Nobody out here in the top of the third. And Meeker draws the leadoff walk. Gets rid of all his personal protective gear.
Now batting, third baseman, number 7, Carter Johnson.
Johnson, who had the single that knocked in Meeker early on. Looks like Johnson's choked up on that bat a little bit here. And a balk is called on Halverson. Didn't see exactly what happened, but base umpire was right there on top of it. And Meeker takes a free pass to second on the balk. So no pitch. On the inside corner to Johnson for a called strike 1. Waukee with 5 hits 4 hits, excuse me, so far. Curveball coming right in the face initially of Johnson. He stays in there, breaks in a little bit late. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. Swing and a miss there for Johnson. Gets Halverson ahead in the count. Ankeny still with a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 3rd. Just a gorgeous night here on the south side. The sun always shines a little bit brighter here in Ankeny. And it is blazing this afternoon, 70-degree temperatures, just beautiful. That ball lined out into left center field, and coming in to make the diving catch out there in center is Evan Erlmeyer, the web gem. Great play out there by Erlmeyer.
Now batting, the catcher, number 8, Ryan Lingling.
And that'll bring up Lingling, who had a single in the first. 1 for 1 on the evening. First out of the 3rd inning here. Curveball coming in. Little upstairs, I guess. Even had Lingling looking back to verify the call. Another curveball coming in that time. Drops right through the zone for a strike. So primarily fastballs and curveballs from Halverson so far tonight. Got good movement on that curve. Fastball tails in, fouled off. Fielded over there by Halverson, and he throws a good stop over there, made by Davies at first to keep that to, I believe we'll call it an infield single, because I don't think Halverson had any chance to get that out. And we are going to get a substitution in at first running.
Courtesy runner at first base, number 13, Gavin Weinshank.
Weinshank comes in to run.
Now batting, number 22, Will Biggs.
So that swinging bunt works out for Lingling. And another balk is called, so that's going to send in the tying run as Meeker comes in to tie it up at 3. And that will send Weinshank to second. No pitch then to Biggs. Pitch in the dirt. Tails away. 2-0 the count right now to Biggs. 0 for 1 with a flyout in the first. Ended that. Stranded a couple base runners on. upstairs. The sunglasses of R.J. St. Romain at second base have quite the flash to them out there. That is getting me looking there. Wow, it's glitzy. 3-0 the count right now to Biggs. There's a strike right down the middle. Pitches upstairs on the walk. Biggs takes the pass.
Now batting, the left fielder, Braden Moore.
And a mound visit coming up here for Ankeny. Going to talk through this right now as runners on first and second, just one out. Detectives to make their way out here pretty soon. Just trying to settle down Halverson a little bit. His first mound visit charged to Ankeny. Braden Moore steps up to the plate. 0 for 1 with a ground out to second to start off the second inning. Got a runner in scoring position right now, though, trying to take the lead for Waukee. Tries to lay down the bunt. He's on top of the ball. Davies in over at first. Looks like about playing on the line is Romig over at third. After Moore showed that he's thinking about a bunt. Watches that pitch to get down to the count 0-2. Upstairs. Shank at second, Biggs at first. 1-2 the count right now to Moore. Runners go, and safe over at third on the double steal, and holding up over at third is Wineshank. Got a big lead over there. Second, a couple balks have been called so far on Halverson. Didn't want to risk another free pass, but the runners got there anyway. So now runners in scoring position for Moore. 2-2 the count with an out. He's trying to put one into the outfield. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Third strikeout of the night for Zach Halverson. And now he's got a chance.
Batting, number 9, Caden Davidson.
To work himself out a little bit of a jam right now with 2 outs. Davidson had a walk in the second. Eventually was out on the fielder's choice. 1-0 the count to him right now. The pitcher trying to help his own cause. Outside, ball 2. Carter sets up outside. Pitch comes inside. Davidson tries to fight it off and swings and misses. Two and one the count right now to Davidson. Swing and a miss. Over on the softball field behind us, looks like it's 1-1. See what inning they're in there. Bottom of the 4th already, moving pretty quick. Actually, the Hawkettes just took a lead. They're up 2-1 on Waukee. Full count here to Caden Davidson with runners in scoring position and a couple outs. Missed it outside, loads the bases now for the number 9 batter, Seiler.
Now batting, the first baseman, Cale Seiler.
Seiler avoided a double play earlier by hustling one out. And we're going to get a courtesy runner over at first base. It's going to be Lincoln Brown back in the game.
Courtesy runner at first base,
Davidson.
number 4, Lincoln Brown.
Hospital substitution. And Cale Seiler batting over 500 on the year right now, trying to get the lead back for Waukee here in the top of the 3rd. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Base is full of Warriors right now. Weinschenk at 3rd, Biggs at 2nd. Brown at 1st. And a 1-1 count right now to the number 9 batter, Cale Seiler. You don't want to get back to the top of the order with runners in scoring position with Gavin DeJesus waiting for you. And that ball lifted up into center field. Erlmeyer calls off everybody and makes the play. Hawks get out of that one.
For the Warriors
as we go to the Hawks
in the
half
3rd.
of the 3rd.
1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 3 men left on.
Real estate team.
Erlmeyer.
Number 2 batter, Evan Erlmeyer leading things off here in the bottom of the 3rd, his 2nd at bat. He walked and scored the first run of the night. Scott Valvance's squad. Curveball comes in for not a strike on Erlmeyer. A little bit inside. Erlmeyer hacks that one to second to Jesus, gobbles it up, and quickly has to get rid of it. I don't think he realized how fast Erlmeyer was motoring down the line. Nice play made there by DeJesus. And Erlmeyer appears to have maybe pulled a hamstring over there running down the line at first, as he is not feeling great at the moment, reaching back, and it's going to draw a visit out there from Coach Scott Valvance. Our trainer Grant was around here earlier, but he's got a lot on his plate tonight as he's covering softball and soon to be at soccer as well. Erlmeyer definitely tender in that right hamstring right now, and he's been so good out there in center field. That would be a bad loss for tonight for the Hawks if he's unable to finish. So he's going to exit and take the long way around. Yeah, unfortunately, Erlmeyer moves fast enough. Here comes Grant. Put a check on him. Erlmeyer's going to take a seat in the Waukee crowd right now as he waits for our trainer. They're all being friendly to him. He's getting some help.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 20,
well.
Kinnick Voss.
That's great, actually. A couple Waukee parents. He's got his arms around him, giving a help over there. That'll bring up Kinnick Voss. Fouls that first pitch off. Great breeze blowing through here tonight. Looks like some warm-ups are starting over on the soccer field as the Hawks will try to make the state tournament tonight. That game starts at 7, so if you're in the area, come on down, check it out. You'll probably catch the end of the baseball doubleheader at that time, too. Oh, 0-2 the count right now to Voss. Had a single in the first. Missed upstairs did Davidson. Ball fouled off again. Here's the 1-2. Ooh. Interesting pitch there. That broke from a lefty. That broke quite a bit from the inside out. A lot of movement there. And now 2-2. That misses on the outside corner. Good at bat right now going for Kinnick Voss. And a strikeout on the inside corner. Voss not happy about that call. Brushed him back off the plate.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 15, Sam Sandvig.
Fifth strikeout of the night for Davidson. Sam Sandvig steps up to the plate for his second at-bat of the season. Still not an official at-bat. He walked in his first plate appearance. Sandvig watches that first pitch tail in for a ball. And that sweeps in for a strike call. Count right now to Sandvig. A lot of pop on that pitch from Davidson. Big makes the count 2-1. And inside, brushes back Sandvig a little more. Sam swung on over towards first and gloved it by Seiler as he steps on the bag for out number 3.
For the Hawks in the bottom of the third, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. Now batting, the shortstop, number 3. Correction. Number 2, Gavin DeJesus.
Gavin DeJesus working on a 2-for-2 night here, leading off the 4th inning as a couple switches had to be made due to that hamstring injury to Evan Erlmeyer. Easton Lowe heads out to center for the Hawks. Logan Wirtz will step in on this Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution, play right field. And DeJesus, not a fan of the curveball coming at his head, and then it broke in nearly for a strike. The count right now to DeJesus, who is working on a great night, and he lines that one over there to second base, picked off the turf there by R.J. St. Romain for the out.
Shortstop, number 3, Grant Sorensen.
Grant Sorensen 0-for-2 with a couple strikeouts tonight. Shows bunt initially and then pulls back for ball 1. That ball's fouled off. Out of play and right. Evens up the count of 1 apiece to Sorensen. Swung at a couple high pitches to strike out tonight. There's a strike from Halverson. That did not miss by much. Right where Brady Carter wanted it. Two and two now, the count to Sorensen. And that's a little bit inside. Full count right now. Just outside, one out walk for Grant Sorensen.
Now batting, right fielder, Matt Meeker.
There's a little discussion out there between Carter and Halverson. Matt Meeker working on a 2-for-2 night, and someone's car alarm's going off, so that won't be distracting at all, I'm sure. Might have got hit by a softball back there, not sure. So Sorensen over at first. Takes a couple hops on the initial pitch. That pitch from Halverson is a ball, though. Here in the top of the fourth, all tied up at 3. And Meeker wants time. It's granted. Sorensen. Decent lead, nothing too gigantic over there at first. And a strike pitch there from Halverson. Hawks at home tomorrow night against Bondurant Farrar. Doubleheader there starting at 5 o'clock. We'll have game 1 here before we head over to soccer. As that pitch is a strike from Halverson. Here's the 1-2. Halverson's loved that pickoff move tonight. It's paid off for him a couple times. Nice cool northwest breeze blowing through the press box right now. Feels great here at the end of May. That pitch to Meeker did not miss by much. 2-2 now the count to him. Runner goes, and Sorensen gonna get thrown out by Carter. Great job by Voss sticking the tag on him, but that throw by Carter was on the money. To get the second out of the inning, caught stealing Grant Sorensen. Now full count to Meeker. Swing and a miss, and Halverson working on a good one. Ankeny going to try to take the lead back
For Waukee in the top of the fourth, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on.
Built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team.
Will Davies.
Will Davies going to try to break this tie. Zach Halverson for Ankeny has been pitching much better here. Backhand and move. Wow, what a play by the Jesus there at second base. Backhanding it. Halverson put that top of the order down.
Now batting center fielder number 10, Easton Lowe.
Including some help from his catcher, Brady Carter. Easton Lowe now playing center field, comes in. He's 0 for 1, and I got on base with an error. And the first pitch misses inside for ball 1. As he tries to bunt and goes. Does Lowe. Seen that offered a few times tonight by the Hawks. Swing and a miss there from Lowe. Slider comes in right on the hands of Easton Lowe. A little bit too far inside, evens up the count at 2 apiece. Swinging bunt, and that's going to go just foul as motoring down the first baseline was Lowe. Got way out in front of that one. For a bat boy who came out and got the ball. He thought that Lowe was safe on first, came out and got the bat. He was booking out there to get that bat. Hope someone had a stopwatch on that kid. His 60 time was great. Here's the 2-2. And they say that hit Lowe in the box for another foul ball. Easton Lowe deep into the count right now on Davidson. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Davidson picks up strikeout number 6 of the night.
Now batting the catcher, Brady Carter.
And Brady Carter has been outstanding behind the plate tonight. 0 for 1 at the plate. First pitch from Davidson. Curveball in the outside corner for strike 1. That's just the second hit of the night.
Courtesy runner, number 23,
For the
Kobe
Hawks.
Behrens, now running at first base. Now batting, third baseman, 24, Jack Romig.
Jack Romig, 0 for 1 on the night. first, not in time. Count stays 2-0 on Romig. Bottom of the fourth. And Romig lifts that one up into center field, and that's going to drop for a hit. And rounding second and getting tagged out there, rounding it hard, was Carter. And that's going to be the third out of the inning, so a hit right there for Romig.
For the Hawks, in the bottom of the fourth, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on. The third baseman, number 7, Carter Johnson. Now batting, number 8, the catcher, Ryan Lingling. Now batting, number 22, Will Biggs. Your attention, please. Now pitching, number 6, Ryan Buffington.
So you heard there, Ryan Buffington in the pitch after the triple from Johnson. Lingling getting hit by a pitch. Foul back. Another one fouled back here by Biggs. Biggs 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Foul back again. To the count, and that ball hacked out into right center field, and going back is Words, and that's going to get over his head all the way back to the warning track up against the fence. One run comes across. They're going to send Lingling around as well, and he's going to come in safe. And a standard triple. Second triple of the inning for Waukee, as that's Will Biggs.
Now batting, left fielder number 1, Braden Moore.
Damage being done for Waukee has a chance to continue right now as Braden Moore steps up to the plate. Ball sneaks away momentarily from Carter. To the count. Fouled back into the mid of Carter. Official numbers on Halverson tonight. 4 innings pitched, allowed 7 hits, 3 earned runs. Actually, those last 2 will go to him as well, so 5 earned runs, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts for Halverson on the night. Done for the evening through 72 pitches. Check that, Halverson through 95 pitches. Braden Moore right now with a 2-2 count. Runner on third is Will Biggs. Up over us, it's going to end up pretty close to somebody's vehicle back there, I would imagine. Lions parked over at soccer tonight. I'm going to head over there as soon as this game's done. We've only got the first game of the doubleheader tonight, as we will through the next 2 weeks as soccer's still going on. Ball misses outside, loads up the count. See if we have a pinch hit situation for Waukee. We do not. Davidson will hit for himself.
Now batting, the pitcher, Caden Davidson.
After throwing over 30 pitches in the first inning, Caden Davidson is heading to the 5th now, only throwing 75. So he's been very efficient since that first inning. that first pitch outside. Runner on third's Biggs. One of two triples for Waukee this inning. And that goes outside as well. Really would not like to get back to the top of the order right now and have to face them with more runners in scoring position. As DeJesus in particular, him and Meeker both have done a lot of damage tonight. That ball's to the backstop, and that's going to score another run. Waukee, 3 runs here in the top half of the 5th. As a wild pitch sends in Biggs, and it's a 3-0 count to Braden Moore. Battery's holding on for dear life right now, so we'll keep it with you for the rest of this game. Yes, looks like we may have another chance for a pitching change here for Ankeny. Has another walk there. Buffington. See if there's a change yet to be made. Looks like there's a lot of action over there in the pen right now. Looks like 2 or 3 arms warming up. But Buffington will stay in the game. Ankeny scored 3 unearned runs, in the first.
Now batting, first baseman, number 15, Cale Seiler.
As Cale Seiler steps up to the plate right now with just 1 out in this 5th inning. Makes his way safe. Two and 0 the count right now to Seiler. Comes in really tight on Seiler, and now 3-0. Another walk, and that will draw another mound visit from Coach Balvance, the second one, so Buffington will see his night come to an end. Over on the softball side, Hawkettes leading 3-1 in the top of the 7th. So we pick up the first win of the year and just the 2nd game of the year. And that'll do it for Buffington. We'll take a quick break and be back here. Activities Network.
8, Cole Newsom.
Cole Newsom in the game right
Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Gavin DeJesus.
1.1 innings this year, is yet to give up an earned run, and he's going to see the top part of this Waukee order. Gavin DeJesus, 2 for 3 on the night. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Pitch misses down low. So the strike zone getting tough to find right now for the Ankeny pitchers. 2-0 the count. Sounds like the softball team picked up the win against Waukee in game number 1 tonight. Nice win for them. That ball right up the middle, picked up by Voss, and they're going to try to turn 2, but not quite in time. Again, ball just not quite hit hard enough.
Now batting, shortstop, number 3, Grant Sorensen.
Grant Sorensen comes up now 0 for 2 on the night. Couple strikeouts and a walk. Going to discuss with his infield how they're going to handle this. Pickoff moved back over there to first, and that was a lot closer, I think, than anybody was expecting. The throw ended up right on top of DeJesus. He's already been picked off once tonight. Jesus in safe at second, so a couple runners in scoring position for Sorensen. That is a foul ball there down the left field line. Count right now to Sorensen. Over to Voss. Voss gobbles it up, throws across the infield for the out. Waukee does some damage here.
For the Warriors in the top of the 5th. 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on. Left fielder, number 22, Ben Taylor.
Hawks have some work to do here, trailing 6-3 in the bottom of the fifth here on the Ankeny Activities Network. Ben Taylor, the number 9 batter, 0 for 1 on the night, leads things off. First pitch, a little bit upstairs for ball 1. Dugout, looks like Erlmeyer's got some crutches there for his hamstring, iced up pretty good. Dude can motor down the first baseline. And never had to worry about pulling muscles. I didn't move fast enough. 2-0 the count right now though to Taylor, and now 3-0. I was just about to say that Davidson walked a couple in the first inning and has not walked anybody since, and now he's behind in the count 3-0. Taylor to lead off the bottom of the fifth.
Now batting,
Top of the order.
second baseman, number 12, RJ St. Romain.
First pitch upstairs, 5 balls in a row right now from Davidson. Now the count to St. Romain. He asked for time, it was not granted. And the pitch comes in on the hands for the strike. So he was trying to get a timeout, step out of the box after a long stare down between St. Romain and Davidson. Short lead over at first from Taylor. He knows that his out is way more important than a run right now, and St. Romain strikes out for the second time tonight.
Now batting, right fielder, number 7, Logan Wirtz.
7 strikeouts for Davidson. Still has not given up an earned run on the season.
Didn't hit it, buddy.
Waukee, as we mentioned, it doesn't even give up 2 runs a game on average throughout the year. Not 2 earned runs, 2 runs overall. That pitch is in the dirt. Stop back there by Langley. Swing and a miss there for Wirtz. Wirtz, the bear over to short, going to try to turn 2 and score that with 6-4-3 for Waukee. Sorensen, DeJesus, and Seiler. They're out of that inning. We head to the top of the 6-3 Waukee here on the Ankeny Activities Network.
For the Hawks,
Back up to the plate. Big curve there from Newsom for strike one. Meeker 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and a double. Another curveball coming in there for a strike. The 0-2. That did not miss by much.
Here's your popcorn. She didn't pay for one.
2-2 the count. Looks like soccer just getting ready to start across the way as the Ankeny boys going to try to punch their ticket to next week's state tournament. State tournament format will be a little bit different for soccer this year. They are playing the quarterfinal rounds as Meeker strikes out looking on the outside corner. Second strikeout of the night. So they're going to play the quarterfinal rounds at the higher seeds for state for the first
Now
round of
batting,
state.
third baseman, number 7, Carter Johnson.
For the semifinals, they will move it to Medicom Stadium down there at Drake. Shot there by Johnson, drops in front of Ben Taylor out there in left. Johnson with a one-out single.
Catcher, Ryan Lingling. Now batting.
Lingling 2 for 2 tonight. Got hit by a pitch as well in the fourth. Big lead, runner goes, swung on, missed, and that ball's going to tail over to the right side, and that is a strike on Lingling, but Johnson in at second with a stolen base.
That's my dad's truck. I see her.
And timeout call.
No one else has a truck like my dad.
0-1 the count right now to Langley. And he hacks that one to left field and caught in fair territory as Taylor lost his hat. Sends Johnson back to second.
Now batting, center fielder, number 22, Will Biggs.
Biggs, who is 1 for 2 with a triple and a walk. He led off that, knocked in a couple runs on a triple as part of that big 5th inning that Waukee had. And he hacks that one just foul down the left field line.
Look where my dad parked.
0-1 the count to Biggs. Hasn't had to make too many plays out in center field tonight as his pitcher Davidson has been really, really good. As that pitch misses outside, evens up the count of 1 apiece. Past the 7 o'clock hour here on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. Thanks everybody for watching here tonight. We are just carrying game 1 of this doubleheader as we head over to soccer next, which I think is just getting started. much time looking in. And now Coach Ballvance wants an explanation here. As the base umpire said that Newsom took too much time to send it in. Makes the count 2-1. There's no official pitch clock out here, but it's kept apparently on the field. Like a play clock in football, a shot clock in basketball. And there's a strike from Newsom to even up things at 2 apiece. Curveball doesn't drop. Loads up the count for Biggs. And a little off-speed change up there from Newsom. Gets a strikeout. Hawks got 6 outs to put up 3 runs here. We'll see if
For
they
the
can
Warriors
do it.
on the top of the 6th. No
At the
runs,
bottom
1
of
hit,
the
no
6th, they're
errors,
on the
1 man
Yankee
left on.
Activities Network.
Inning, Voss!
Kidding Voss steps up to the plate. Almost 1 for 2 tonight as he tries to get some base runners here for the Hogs. As Caden Davidson has gone the distance so far for Waukee, and he has been really, really good since drawing a couple walks in that first inning, giving up 3 runs. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count right now to Voss, and that ball is lined right over. Loving it there at third is Johnson. Look what he found. That'll bring up the
Now
DH,
batting,
Sam Sandvig.
designated hitter, number 15, Sam Sandvig.
Sandvig 0 for 1 tonight. A walk and a ground out to first. Watches that first pitch come across a little bit low for ball 1. Way ahead of that pitch. To even up the count at 1 apiece. And that one's in the dirt as well for Sandvig, coming off elbow surgery. Not ready to play in the field yet, but he's ready to hit. As that pitch misses outside, Sandvig now way ahead in the count. Foul back into the mid of Lingling. inside. One out walk for Sandvik.
Now batting, first baseman number 3, Will Davies.
So a couple times on base tonight for Sam Sandvik, and Davies comes up. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Pickoff move over to first, and Sandvik's back in there safe. Call balk. All right, send him there on the pickoff. And Coach Dirks wants an explanation on this one. This was the home plate umpire that called the balk? It was the base umpire, okay. Okay, you got the explanation from the home plate umpire, so it had to do with some sort of movement coming home. As Davies steps up now with Sandvik in scoring position. Sandvik's got no one holding him on right now, but his run is out there is pretty important. I'm not sure he wants to get too adventurous out there. And there's a strike on Davies to make the count 1-1. The outside corner. And there's a swing and a miss.
Now batting, center fielder,
Strikeouts now tonight
Easton
for
Lowe.
Davidson. As ever since that first inning, he has been really, really good. Easton Lowe steps up to the plate, 0 for 2 on the night, got on by error in the first, scored a couple runs. That ball popped up into center field, and getting underneath it to make the play is Biggs. Head to the top of the 7th, still 6-3, Waukee in the lead here on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the
bottom of the
Daniel
6th
Real Estate Team.
No run. Number 28, Ronnie Zimmerman.
Ronnie Zimmerman into
Now batting,
pitch.
left fielder,
This will be the 4th
Braden
pitcher of the
Moore.
night. Zimmerman in 2 innings this year has given, in 1 inning, has given up 2 earned runs. Braden Moore, the number 7 batter, will be up for Waukee. First pitch pitch. There is a strike. Waukee got a run in the first. Ankeny followed up with 3 of their own in the bottom of the first. Then what's been all Waukee since that point. A run in the second, run in the third, none in the fourth, and then 3 big ones in the fifth, and that's why they lead 6-3. You're in the top of the 7th as that ball's popped out of play. Maybe the last cool night that we have for a while. This looks like we're going to get into the upper 80s for the weekend. Feel a little bit more like June, which makes sense, since that's where we're headed. Here's the 0-2 to Braden Moore. Lights are on here on the south side on 3 different fields: baseball, softball, soccer. Big night. If you come down here, you can see a lot of sports tonight. And the curveball in on the hands of Moore, curves in. And a strikeout there for Ronnie Z.
Now batting, pitcher, number 9, Caden Davidson.
And it looks like Davidson will be finishing the night out for Waukee as he comes in to hit for himself. The 7th. He is 0 for 0 tonight. He has walked 3 times. And he takes a big cut at that first pitch in on his hands. And another strike there for Zimmerman. Zimmerman wasting no time. He's not going to violate that pitch clock out there as he's ready to go second at Davidson. Looks up. Zimmerman is ready to hum. And a strikeout there for Zimmerman. 2 of them.
Now batting, first baseman, number 15,
And
Cale
bring up the number
Seiler.
9 batter, Cale Seiler. 2 up, 2 down so far for Ronnie Zimmerman, taking care of things on his own. Starts off with a curveball for a strike. Zimmerman, incredibly efficient. Popped up on the infield. Heading over to make the play is St. Romain. 3 up, 3 down as Zimmerman sets down the side. Hawks going to go to work in the bottom of the 7th with Carter, Romig, and Taylor. Shank comes in to close this thing down.
Leading
for the
off,
Warriors.
the catcher, number 17, Brady Carter.
Run average in 5 innings pitched this year. Caden Davidson was really really good tonight for Waukee. In 6 innings pitched, gave up 3 runs off 3 hits. None of them were earned. He walked 4 and struck out 8 through 96 pitches in that time frame. Really good considering you threw 30 in the first inning. Weinshank, slow roller over there to Johnson, who chucks it across the infield for out number 1. Reminder, we will not be carrying the second game of this doubleheader, nor will we tomorrow night or next week as we finish out and complete our soccer coverage for the year.
The third baseman,
Which is where I'll
number
be heading
24,
next. Some
Jack
highlights of
Roming.
the Hawks' trip to state. Jack Roming up now, 1 for 2 on the night. First pitch in off the knuckles. Thanks everybody for watching here tonight, as always. Logan, Ben, keeping us on the air tonight, doing a great job. Ooh, that's way inside of Roming. The Hawks can find a base runner here and get back to the top of that order. Love to see what RJ St. Romain can do as that ball's popped up into left field. Long run for Moore, and it's foul. Take about a half-hour break. If you want to come down here and watch some baseball tonight, grab a hoodie. It's going to get a little chilly later. And that miss is just inside. Shake. And it's going to make the count full on Roming. Taylor up next, and then back to the top of the order with RJ St. Romain. And there's a 1-out walk. Roming.
Now batting, left fielder, Ben Taylor.
Second game of the doubleheader has started for softball over across the way. Count right now to Taylor. Third ball comes in there for a strike.
Go, True. Protect up there, bud.
Is inside, so just like that, 2-2 is the count. And that doesn't come down either. So RJ St. Romain represents a tying run over in the circle right now if Taylor can get on the bases. Pitch call. And there's a balk. Actually, that's going to send Roming to second. No pitch, though. Count pitch. And that's upstairs, so St. Romain going to come up to the plate right now. He represents a tying run. And Coach Dirks wants to come out and have a chat with Weinshank after a couple walks.
Now batting, number 12, RJ St. Romain.
So RJ St. Romain steps up to the plate. The count to him. St. Romain fouls that one at his coach, Balvance. St. Romain is 0 for 3 tonight so far. Now the 1-1 count. Romig at second, Taylor at first. And he fouls that one back as well. Makes the count 1-2. The count 2-2. Surprised didn't even check on that actually, but tough with that umpire at second base to make the call. 2-2 right now to St. Romain. He pops that one up on the infield. That is going to be tracked down by the right fielder Meeker. And that's the second out. Logan Wirtz, the last chance here for Ankeny in game number 1.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 7, Logan Wirtz.
Somebody, you got it?
See it, hit it, buddy. See it, hit it.
First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike.
You ready? You ready?
Be back in action tomorrow night at 5 o'clock here on the Ankeny Activities Network. Bondurant Farrar is in town.
Don't be a hitter, bud. You got it. Anything close, but you got this.
And that ball swung on and missed as Langling going to step back and safe at first. Hustling down to first base was Wirtz. Just as good as an infield hit. And now bases are loaded for Kinnick Voss. Great opportunity
Now
here for
batting,
Kinnick.
your shortstop, number 20, Kinnick Voss.
Hawks ain't dead yet. Here we go, Kinnick. What do you got in you? Bases juice for Voss right now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch swung on for strike 1. Weinshank has walked a couple. Actually got a strikeout then and on a drop third. Wirtz is down there to first. Wirtz represents a tying run on the base paths right now. Voss pushes that one foul down the right field line.
Go see him there, bud. You got it.
Change this game, bud. Change this game.
Don't think the radar was accurate on that one. It showed a 35-mile-an-hour pitch. I'm not sure that was completely accurate. Weinshank steps in. 0-2 the count to Voss. Voss again fouls that off. That's probably a little more accurate at 76 miles an hour. That seems to be a little bit more.
Let's go, 20.
0-2 the count right now to Voss. Bases full of Hawks. Romig, Taylor, Wirtz. Here comes a pitch from Weinshank. Swung on, lined, and snagged out of the air by Sorensen, and that'll end game number 1. Waukee wins 6-3. Let's take a look at the final live
Totals
score
for game
of
1.
the day. Waukee scored 6 runs
For the
off 9
Hawks,
hits. There were 2
they
errors.
had
for
3
the
runs.
Hawks. Hawks
with
scored
3
3
hits,
runs off
no
3 hits
errors,
back tomorrow night.
and they have 6 men
5
on
o'clock
base.
here on the Ankeny Activities Network, built
For
by the
Waukee,
Danielle Seifert Real Estate
They
Team.
have 6